Because I be like, you be dismissing the fact that I be like, I don't have no village. You're like, girl, you get it together, it'll come.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it ain't there yet. I'm used to moving and shaking, like, a lot. And I know with becoming a mother, that changes, for one. And then you find your balance. And that's where I'm at. Melody doesn't understand it.
I was like, and you know why? Because we talk about, and you made a good point. I don't have my mother here, so my village, they don't understand to make my life easier is not to make it
Harder.
difficult.
I got you.
Yeah.
So we gonna work on that village.
She had her mom, she had her husband, she had his family. They're, they were very close-knit and still are when it comes to the kids. And that's how it should be. Unfortunately, my circumstances are a lot different, and that's just my reality.
So my village, these aren't people, my mother is, and of course my brother.
Well, I'll say this. You started out married, and y'all had 4 kids, and it was Martell being present. Y'all both were sharing the duties.
Yes.
And then y'all had outside people. You had Miss Marlene, you had your mama. And so, like, mine is very different.
Well, mine started to look different once I divorced Martell.
Yeah,
and so I had to pull, like, honestly, so people who are part of my village now, they aren't long-term people who've been in my life for a long time. Myself, my mom, and my brother. Other than that, I literally had to piece my village together in the past year. I'm a little annoyed right now that my friend has pulled me aside to discuss something that's actually, it's not mandatory right now. You're pulling me away from enjoying my moment with my people that are here, which includes you. Like, we should be over here laughing, dancing, having a good time. And being pulled to the side, like, I'm just so over, like, just confusion, drama, negativity. I really be tired of for real. With long time, Martell Holt. Now, here's my other concern. Is every time I mention or say something, why is it that?
About this during
because
their
this
wedding
is
day.
because
I know
this is
it's
what
beautiful out here, but you talking about something negative. We should be hugging and kiss. Look,
Hey, Martell, I'm so sorry.
Building
Martell,
some of these $80, $100 million buildings. That's something we need to be talking about.
Martell, I really don't think you understand how much you hurt me. See, in my mind, I'm thinking that you and I are Mr. and Mrs. Power
I'm
Couple,
sorry,
whatever.
are we not? I was still producing. I was still taking care of the kids. I still was
Martell,
taking care of the house.
you hurt me to the depths
I know,
of my
I'm
soul
sorry for
because
that.
the biggest thing for me with this whole thing was the disrespect.
What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New, and honey, I am back in the building. This time, honey, I'm back with a love and marriage Huntsville, honey. The people in this Facebook group that I'm in, honey, they is dragging Miss Melody Cherie, honey. Okay, I can't even get the words out, but yes, I haven't even watched last night's episode. You guys haven't even watched it, but they is dragging Melody, honey, saying this. She is so nasty and so rude, and she acts just like Martell, and he has left her bitter. I don't even know what happened in the damn episode, honey, but I am going to read some of these comments. Now, really quickly, guys, before I read those comments, a lot of people was comparing, Mel to Martell, and, they saying that, he left her bitter. I played y'all the clip of what I didn't like from Mel, right? Where her and Destiny was telling her she needed a village. I know, some of y'all rolling your eyes, sucking your damn teeth, saying, Miss Robinson, that was her party. That was her celebration. Destiny should have been happy for her. Yeah, I believe Destiny was happy for her, but I also believe what Destiny said. She said production is the one that kept on, telling her to have the conversation on camera with males. And I do believe that because I heard that from somebody else as well on the show. So I do believe that they kept forcing the conversation. So I played that clip of them, right? And then I played y'all that second clip where it's just very interesting how, Melody was very much so invested and emotional with Martell. And he was kind of acting like, girl, get over it. You know, you went through what you went through. Very passive aggressive, very dismissive. And that's kind of how she acted with Destiny. So that's why I played those 2 clips back to back. But yeah, honey, the people is dragging, honey, Miss Melody Cherie. Miss Robinson, honey, go read some of the comments though. But yeah, they feel like Melody is doing good in her life from a professional standpoint, but they just feel like her relationships with people is just nasty, rude, and disgusting. Like one person says, was it necessary for Mel to announce that Martell didn't contribute to the vacation and emphasize the fact that she paid for everything? Now, speaking of that clip, honey, I found another clip to, kind of back that up. Y'all remember when Melody gave Destiny that money? So let's check that out.
Destiny recently had a war of words on social media where you revealed that you gave Destiny money in her time of need. Can you talk to us about that?
If you notice, I hadn't said anything about how I'd helped her until I had to defend myself because she made a post on social media, and called me a liar and a master manipulator. And I'm like, rewind. Let me remind you how I've actually been a great friend, right? I'm this kind of friend, Carlos. You don't have to ask me for anything. If I see there's a need, I'm going to do all I can to help you. So, for example, if I come to your house and there's a utility notice on your door, that's enough for me.
Was there a notice on her door?
There was.
And how much did you send her?
Total, probably close to around about 5,000-6,000.
I pay you that much on the show?
So y'all remember when Melody addressed the fact that, she gave Destiny some money.
Do that. We know, you know the kind of friend I've been. I think that was another thing too. When we were all together, just like, don't sit here and let somebody act like I'm such a bad friend when you know that's not true. When you know that. You know what I'm saying? When you know that. Your PayPal proves that. I'm a very good friend. I'm going to have your back. Yup. So, not going to do it. It seems like everybody's trying to take you somewhere to not look like the bad guy this season. Ciao. No words on that. No words. No words. For those of y'all who's smart enough and read through all the bull crap, good. Good. Great. I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, that's why I say, when I'm friends with people, I do a lot of the pouring into. I do. Mel, don't discuss what you did for your friend. It's not that you've never heard me even speak on it. So it's not that I'm trying to discuss what I did for a friend because you've never heard me speak on it until someone is trying to, and that's just the facts. It's not that, I want to discuss it. I'm giving the facts. The facts is, don't act like I've not been a good friend. Don't do that. Don't do that.
All right, honey, let's read some more of these comments, honey, because they was just dragging Melody. I said, leave my girl Melody alone. What is wrong with y'all? Okay. But yep, they was talking about the situation with her, giving Destiny that money, honey, for the electric bill. Another person says, and Melody, she probably didn't even pay for everything. I'm sure production fronted most of it, just like these other reality shows. I guess they talking about that trip to Destin that her, Martell, and the kids took. I guess on this past episode, honey, Melody was bragging about how she paid for everything. I do remember Melody saying, she invited him on a trip. I do remember her saying that, but like I said, guys, I have not seen the episode. I don't know how she said it, what tone she said it, but hell, if she did pay for it, she paid for it. But I don't know, honey. Miss Robinson still gotta see it. Another person says, honey, I can't stand Melody. She always bragging how she paid for things and then, have to tell everybody about it. I was like, oh, Lord, what is wrong with y'all? Another person is in agreement with Melody and said, what was the problem with her saying, enjoy your free trip? Okay. Another person says, why do I feel that Mel keeps saying free trip? Makes me think the reason for the invite is to say what she did. This sounds a little bit too familiar, honey. Damn. So, honey, another person says, Mel is a trip. She invited Martell and his mom on the trip, and she should have paid since she invited them. Child, that is just calling Miss Melody Cherie out. Another person says, I did not like it that Melody felt the need to keep reminding us that she paid for the trip. This vacation was not from the heart as she claimed, but she has did things that are similar to this before. Child, I didn't know y'all felt like this. What did she do on the damn episode? They is making a big deal, guys. Get down in the comments, guys, and, weigh in. I have not seen the episode, so I don't really understand or know why, everybody's making a big deal of this. And I really won't know, guys, until, I watch the whole episode, and then I will give you all my opinion on that. But another person says, Mel is the type of person I would absolutely not want to do anything for me. She would help monetarily and then tell everyone what she did. That is definitely not someone I want around me. And God don't tell you, go tell what you did for someone else. Ooh. Child, another person says Mel is only doing all of this to get back at homegirl and Sheree. If she was in the pic, then always an agenda behind her shit. She still loved that man. Then after this, all hell will break. Y'all think she still want Martell? I don't think so. Another person, honey, chimes in and says, I don't want nobody to do anything for me if you have to let the world know what you did. She seems to be good at that. Does not come from an honest, sincere place. Another person chimes in and says it's not from the heart at all. Another person says she did this same shit with Destiny. Ooh, child. And then another person chimes in off of that comment and says exactly. And that's why they can never be the same. That's real shallow of Mel. Y'all just dragging Miss Melody Cherie. What did she do? Okay, what did she do? Another person makes a whole post and says, until Mel accepts responsibility for her part in these failed relationships, no one will ever move forward. Wow. Another person chimes in and says, I agree. She definitely has to accept her fault for the things that she does and move on. Another person said Melody had to change the narrative about the cheating scandal, so hence the beefing with her other co-workers. So now I'm praying this passes too, because black women arguing and disagreeing all the time is exhausting. Another person says, I'm sorry, y'all, but Mel showed her true colors last season, and she is just so phony. Another person weighs in and says, you are correct. Mel showed how fake and conniving she was from season 1. She thinks she makes the show. If it wasn't for the other cast, I wouldn't watch. When OWN sent her a Christmas gift, she insinuated it was personally from Oprah, and Martell admitted he received one from the network as well. Another person chimes in and says she had a negative attitude for sure on the last episode. She seemed to be sitting on ready for someone to call her out at the floor round table talk. I didn't think so. What show is y'all watching? I like her and feel bad for her horrible marital experience, but she has allowed it to affect all of her relationships, in my opinion. Ooh, child. Child. So, since that person said that, that leaves me to play something for you all. And honey, it's from Love Dorsey. And I love this lady, honey. She on YouTube. Y'all make sure y'all support her. In the video she has, she talks about how some of us get with these narcissists. And, you know, we develop their patterns of behavior. So I'm going to play that for you all. And Miss Robinson will be in and out with her commentary.
Read y'all is about passive aggressive. Y'all, anybody that's on here, give Antoinette some attention, because that's what she's on here for. All right, so I'm going to read y'all this, and this is just about passive-aggressive, not about being a narcissist. This is just about passive-aggressive. So passive-aggressive behavior is a pattern of indirectly expressing negative feelings instead of openly addressing them. I'm going to say this again. Passive-aggressive behavior is a pattern of indirectly expressing negative feelings instead of openly addressing them, right? Now, I'm finna explain to y'all how a lot of people get to this space, and it's finna click for some of y'all. I've talked about, and I talk about still on my platform, how when you stay too long with somebody that's not really for you, when you sit in a season of some shit that is not for you longer than you need to, it changes you. I even talk about how when you in a relationship and the person is toxic, you will eventually become toxic as well. Their behavioral patterns will rub off onto you, right? So let me break this down for y'all a little bit further, right? So a lot of y'all got to realize people who have a passive-aggressive personality, they end up in a space where their personality, their behavioral patterns have changed from who they was before based on sitting around and trying to adapt to somebody like a narcissist. So when you're in a relationship with somebody that they're self-absorbed or they're continuously making, hold on, y'all. Respect you for being able to admit. So people who develop a passive-aggressive behavior, they usually spent a number of months or years with somebody that's a narcissist or self-observed, somebody that put them in a space where they felt like this behavior was appropriate to survive. Anybody not understand that so far? Anybody not understand what I'm just explaining? Somebody said they went to Antoinette's page and she definitely looked how she think. Because the more that y'all express that you was in a relationship with a fucked up person, the more you have to be honest with yourself that I've developed some fucked up behavioral patterns about myself. I'm going to say that shit again. The more y'all express that you spent years, months, decades in situations with family members, friends, lovers, cousins, aunties, where you interact with them on a regular basis, and you can articulate that they was a narcissist, they was a selfish person, they was toxic, they schemed, they plot, they backstab, they was disloyal often. You developed, and it very well could have been through just the need to try to survive in a setting with that person rather than leave. You've developed behavioral patterns that are fucked up about you. And this is why I always talk about taking time for self and really trying to heal from your past traumas, breaking generational curses, because a lot of y'all don't realize, though, the more and more fucked up your story is, especially when it pertains to what people have done to you, the more you got to look at what that shit changed about my character. Because a lot of us, we started off nice, pure, at peace, in a space where, you know, ain't too much going on, don't give us too much, like, you know, just, I was looking for love. I was just trying to, you know, have a decent friendship. I was just trying to, you know, vibe with family. Like, we started off one way, But after years and years of going through shit with these people, after years and years of a motherfucker being disloyal or being dishonest, after a long time of being around somebody that you feel like you gotta bite your tongue, after months of being around somebody that they play the victim or everything is flipped to make it look like you are negatively operating against them when y'all supposed to be on the same team. After sitting in this shit for so long, it definitely changes you. Anybody don't understand that?
Now, do y'all think that Melody's relationship or marriage with Martell, do you think it changed her? Because, honey, that's what the people was saying in the comments. Okay, I think going through anything with a narcissist, it will change you. In a lot of ways, it will make you stronger. Y'all just weigh in. Let me know what you feel about this. A lot of people feel, they could see, through Melody's character. I think that Melody is a lovely woman. I don't think she's perfect, but I think that, she's doing the best that she can to take care of those children, honey. She's hardworking, ambitious. Okay, I feel like she's loyal to who's loyal to her, but I know some of y'all may not see it like that. Y'all may see it, the way that the people see it, honey, on Facebook. Because as soon as I logged in, honey, they was going in on Melody. I was like, oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I said, what did Melody do, honey? Okay, what happened now? Okay.
You are different. That's really the main point. You're different. Anybody not understand that? If y'all understand survival, you will develop without trying to. This is why I'm bringing this up about a narcissist and passive-aggressive personality. Because you will develop this shit rightfully so for the season that you was in and the person that you was dealing with. Somebody said, yes, now I just feel angry for no reason. That's exactly what I'm saying. Somebody else said, I'm getting out of a relationship like this now. Somebody else said, they tricked you. It's important that y'all, for the sake of your healing, male or female, for the sake of being able to move on, because I'm going to tell y'all some real shit, but for the sake of being able to move on from a healthy space, you have to be willing to admit this to yourself. You ain't got to admit it to nobody else, but you have to be willing to admit to yourself, right? To you, that I have changed based on how long and what I've been through with this or that person. You got to be willing to admit that. I'm going to tell you why. Because there's a lot of us, we not with that person no more, or we just broke up with them. You just left the bitch alone. You just left the nigga alone. But you don't realize everything about your decision-making is directly related back to them. It goes back to what I was saying after I played that last song. It's a lot of us, you put in so much, and so much has changed about your character and the way you operate based on the nigga or the bitch you was dealing with, that now moving forward, you moving based on resentment. You feeling and operating and triggered based on the hurt and the shit that has to do with that other person. You ain't with them. You ain't fucking them no more. You don't call them no more. You ain't texting them no more. You don't share a space with them. You got away from them, but you ain't got away from them. You don't talk to them, but you still talk to them in your mind. You don't fuck with them, but you still fuck with them. Because even while you fucking with a new bitch, you still making decisions that's trying to show the old bitch points.
So that takes us to our clip with Tisha trying to call Mel out for not being a good friend. Okay, because the people, honey, on Facebook was talking about that little clip too. Y'all remember from the reunion, so we're going to replay that, honey. I'm like, why is y'all getting on my girl? She ain't did nothing to nobody? Okay.
You're confused in your friendship. What is confusing you about your friendship with Melody?
Because we haven't spoken.
Why not?
I don't know. I've called her a few times.
And what has happened when you call her?
I may get a text back or not.
That's accurate. So she has called me once we wrap. I will be absolutely honest with you. First, Destiny, I'm sorry that you feel confused about where our friendship is. Because for me, there's nothing personally with you real talk, whenever I get done with Love and Marriage Huntsville, where my energy goes because of that, I break away, and I do it every time. I break away from everything, and I have to have my own time. Tisha, yes, that's what I said. I break away from everything, and I have to have my own time.
I think it's an excuse, but I mean, since you
Why do
brought me into it,
Yeah, so-
because
Why do you think?
Okay.
Why do you think
I
it's
think
an
it's an
excuse?
excuse.
What excuse for what? She hasn't done anything to me.
Oh, I don't know. You know what? Yeah, let me stay out of that. 'Cause I
No,
don't really
I want to
know
hear
what's
from
going
you
on between
because
them
this is the
two.
open forum. Why do you think what she just said is an excuse?
Because the same thing happened between Mel and I. I think when Mel needs you, you're there for her. But then when she get it together, then she's too busy.
Would you say that's true, Destiny?
I don't know because I don't know. I just don't know where we are.
How does it feel for you to hear Tisha say that about you? That's your character.
I feel like, what the hell? What do you mean when I get it together? Since I've known you, I've always had it together. And let's be clear, the moment when I did stop talking to you, when I was going through the stuff with Martell, which I've shared with you, I pulled back because I was going through stuff with my husband. That's not me having it together.
I was talking to you when you was going through stuff.
But when I stopped at first, but then remember, I stopped talking to you, and we've already had many conversations where I shared that the reason I pulled back is because I had to focus on what I had going on.
You're right. That sounds good.
Tisha and I have had that conversation. That was why I pulled back, because I had my own marital stuff. That's not things going well. So don't put me out like I'm a user. Like when I need you, I'm gonna be talking to you.
I don't think you know
so
how
let's
to be
be clear.
a real
Whenever
friend, Mel,
you don't
honestly.
have, and I don't think you do either,
Oh, I
Tisha.
definitely know how
But
to
see,
be a
here's
great
because
friend.
this is why. While you were over there making your little face, and you finally
I
told the
wasn't
truth
making
about
a
how you
face, but
felt.
since you want to comfort me, let's go. Because I wasn't making a face.
You did. See,
I
all
was
of that.
explaining.
There's no reason we should even be
Well,
having
because you said you're
communication.
making a face and I wasn't.
Okay, Tisha.
And we don't have an issue. I'm just speaking my truth.
Do we
I'm
not
being
have an issue because you
transparent.
just turned up real quick?
I did not.
You kind of did,
Okay,
though.
well, you felt some type of way about that because I said I wasn't turning up with what you
But
said.
once
I
you-
don't know
but
anything
once-
about your and Destiny relationship.
So let me ask you this. When you see the issues that Destiny and Melody are having, can you relate to that when you and Melody were friends as well?
Not so much on the show, because I think when we was filming, our relationship was over with at that time. So she was throwing doubts at me. Between her and Destiny, they was forming their relationship while we was filming. So she's been a lot nicer to Destiny than she was with me when we was filming.
Do you think Destiny's a good friend?
Yeah, she is.
Do you
That's
feel
how
like
we've been
she's been a good
friends.
friend lately to you?
Lately, she and I haven't talked not much anyway since we wrapped.
So let me ask you this. When it comes to the two of you, are y'all in a good place now?
I don't know, Melody, are we?
I'm good. Like, I have friends that we don't talk. And
Yeah, but abruptly, like you graduated into not talking to people for a while. But if you go from talking to people every day or every other day and then they just don't,
I'm sorry that you hurt. And I hate that you feel that way.
Well, hopefully you all can work on that.
What?
All right, you guys. That's all Honey Miss Robinson got to say about that. Get down in the comments. Do you feel like Melody is a passive-aggressive friend? And do you feel like the marriage that Melody had with Martell, it kind of ruined her character? She began acting like him. Put it in the comments. Don't forget, guys, to like, comment, and subscribe. I am your girl, Brand New, and I will check you guys out in the next video.